Look at all this glue all over me, and it's all over my other hand too. I can't do a single project without getting this stuff like freaking everywhere. That and cutting myself. Like I got a cut right there. I have a scar down the side of my hand there. I don't know if you guys can see it. I can't point at it. Right there. From when I put my insulation in. So these are like, the scar's like my van life tattoo. It's like my memory. I didn't have to pay for it. It was free. So anyway, today's just a quick update video as I did some work in my van today that I probably should have recorded, but I never recorded because sometimes you just don't want to pick up your phone and record. So here's what I did. When I first put in this floor, I just cut it out, laid the floor down, and it was a little bit bumpy. And yeah, so I bought myself some, like a tub of that glue for underneath here and one of those little trowel things, like a little paddle. And I troweled on the glue all over the floor, and then I pushed it all nice and tight, and now it's all secured to the ground. It's still got a little bit of a bumpiness to it, but that's because the rubber flooring and vinyl and rubber, plastic, foam, whatever the hell it is underneath here has a bit of a waviness to it anyway. So, but anyway, this is fully secured on the floor and I'm super happy with it. The reason why I never secured it when I first got it is I really wasn't too sure if I liked it, and I didn't want to like start gluing stuff down if I wasn't sure about it. So I loved it after a few days of having it in here. So anyway, that's in here. I also redid the trim down the side here. I only siliconed it before, but this time I actually used a construction adhesive. So now this is like on there good, no dirt's gonna get underneath there, and makes it nice and easy to sweep all this stuff up. So besides that, this morning, that's where all the, it's windy outside. That's where all the glue came from. The next project I had planned was to put a desk in here. So I bought this 16-inch wide shelf from Home Depot. It was 16 inches wide and like 6 feet long. So I got him to cut one of the boards down to 38.5 inches. And the board had one finished edge. Like this edge had already had a nice little finish on it because it's meant for a shelf. Then I bought this little track stuff. I don't know if you see the little ridge that's on there. I don't have any more pieces to show you, but it's just like a little plastic snap piece that covers up the wood edge, so it makes it look clean. I ended up putting that edge pretty much all the way around it on all the other unfinished sides, giving this nice board a good look. Let me show you the genius idea I had, and I freaking love it. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay, because this is where I used to put my little fold out black table with the legs on it, and I wanted something that looked a little bit more finished now that the van's looking like home. So I measured this board to fit right here. I'll pull this drawer out a couple of inches and this one out a couple of inches, and look at that. I got a desk, and it's pretty convenient and comfortable. A laptop can go up here. I got a nice view out the door, and if I need to get out, hold on a second. I don't know if you guys even heard any of that, so we'll bring this in a little bit closer. So I pulled this drawer out a couple of inches. This drawer comes out a couple of inches, and these are fully secured to the wall, so they got lots of stability. Then I take my little board I got here. Let me adjust the camera. And it fits right on there, nice and neat in. And alaka-boom, I got myself a little computer desk. Nice, awesome convenience, sturdy. Yeah, this is pretty badass. And because I spend a lot of time sitting and editing, the great thing is here it's still got enough space down here, so if Disco wants to climb up into bed, he can. And hold on, it's easy enough to move, so if Disco does want to get in, I can just lift it up. This makes for a damn good eating space, a great place to edit videos. Super, super happy with this. And for storing it, behind my cabinet I have over there, I left a gap about this far from the wall, giving me space to store miscellaneous stuff, keep the big things out of sight that I have really no place to put. And that's where this is going to make home. Right behind my burner on the big counter. Sweet. And I did one other project today. When I had Home Depot make the cuts on that board, I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but I got Home Depot to make that board cut at 38 and whatever inches, and cut another piece here at 13.5 inches. And this is the finished side, and you can see the ridge on there. And I just kind of popped it all on there. Super easy, cut the corners. It's not really fancy, but it does the trick. This board is for something pretty cool and very simple. Like everything I've ever done on my van, I've just kept it simple, and it's turned out freaking amazing. The last thing I gotta do is mount that thing. Move my pee bottle. All right, hopefully you can hear me. It's super windy out there. You want to help out? Well, apparently not. Okay, so this thing here, I'm gonna remove the legs off the heater, and I needed a place to put the heater, so I'm gonna be buying they make a 90-degree angle corner, so this doesn't come straight out and curve. I'm gonna buy the 90-degree angle corner. The legs are going to be coming off of this, and I'll be mounting this, hold on, my tripod's on the board, to this little 13.5-inch board that I made. And I'm going to be mounting it to that dresser. The great thing about this is that once it's on here and mounted, it's nice, clean, and white, and matches the same white as everything else inside of the van, keeping things nice and sleek and clean looking, just the way I like it. So this will be mounted, excuse me heater, excuse me disco. This will be mounted onto here. I'm just going to put a hinge on it. I'll hold this up a little higher for now because the hose for the heater's right there. So this will be mounted closer to the floor, but yeah, it's gonna have a hinge on here with the heater mounted. Hold on, I'm trying to keep my phone in the van because it's super windy outside, but I gotta move my phone so you can see. If it gets windy, so sorry. All right, Disco, come on, go outside. Attaboy. That's a little better. So the Olympian Wave 3 is going to be mounted to this board. This board is then going to be mounted onto here with a hinge, and I'm going to latch it up top here, and then when I want to use the heater, I'm going to turn this out. This will be closer to the floor. I'm going to turn that out so it's got plenty of clearance. I'll put some kind of a latch system here so I can latch it open, giving it lots of clearance in front of the heater, so when I need to use it, it's great. When I'm done, I can unlatch the latch on the back, shut it, click it back in, and the heater will be mounted here, nice, simple, and clean, and out of the way. These little boards were like that 8-foot or 6-foot shelf was $12, and I also have an extra piece that's the extra part of the shelf. I got no use for it, so, but yeah. How many times have I done this in this video? I'm super pumped with how everything in the van has turned out. And there's really been no major construction that's needed to be done in here, except for all the hard work that Terrence put in putting the walls in. Everything else in here, I have pretty much done in a parking lot like I am now. I built the bed in my underground parking when I first moved in the van. I put some of the cabinets were already built, but this one wasn't. I did that in the parking lot of a business, just put it together and put it in the van. I laid the floor down in the parking lot of a park. Today, well, I glued it all in, did all the trim work, and made these nice panels for my desk and my heater mount in this field right by the baseball diamond, enjoying some sunshine. And come on, you know, doing things simple like I have done it has made building the van out so freaking easy. And all the other fine trimming pieces I have to do, 90% of it can get done in a place like this. So the roof I have going on the van, I probably told you guys this before, but some people have asked me questions about it. I'm putting a quilted vinyl on the roof, and that's just a simple spray glue and mount it up. That'll be nice and easy to do. I'm gonna get Terrence to help me out, cut some door panel trim pieces to go. I don't want to go outside because it's windy and it wrecks the audio. So the other last things to do is to cut the trim pieces for the door. That's the only clip you're gonna get out of it. Is cut the trim pieces for the door, and then installing all of that stuff I can do sitting at the ocean, because it's just a matter of spray gluing and wrapping the vinyl around and screwing it to the door. You don't have to do crazy van builds. You don't have to fully like do things that you're not capable of doing on your own. I wasn't capable of building cabinets, building walls, building shelves. Sure, I could have just, you know, got my buddy Terrence to help me, but I'm a stubborn guy. I like to do things on my own. So buying cabinets like this were downright perfect. Like, I couldn't have built anything like this. Anything I would have built would not have turned out looking this good. It definitely would not have. I'm happy with the way I did things. I'm happy I waited 7 months to build my van. I'm glad I didn't build it from the first day I moved in. That's the truth. Sorry, I don't want these to knock over and scratch my, one sec. Scratch my cabinets. If I would have did this from day one, I would have put things in my van that I didn't need it. So living in it and waiting before I built it was a great idea. It would have been a little different if I was living in like a high top Sprinter or something where I had tons of space and height. I probably would have did more work and built it out a little bit. But when you're living in a space like this, which is 72 square feet and like it's super short, it's not very tall, you got to really be careful on what you do because you don't have space to build up in. You're limited on that. But I'm happy with everything, and guys, the thing is looking freaking incredible. I know the last thing I got to do is this is just held on with double-sided tape, and I know I told you guys I was originally going to be mounting in a sinkable recessed, that's the word, a recessed burner, like a stovetop. I was gonna buy one. That's why I bought this cabinet with this extra gap, is so I can sink the burner in it. But I ended up really liking the look of, you know, all the chrome on here and the blue. It just looks nice. So I'm gonna be keeping this, but I'm gonna be screwing it to the countertop. I'll probably take this thing apart, drive a couple screws right into it. That way it's fully secure. And I have to get an extension hose on this side to hook it up to the propane tank. That way it's ready to go. I know I haven't been using my stovetop a lot, but believe it or not, over the last couple of days, I've made hot chocolate so many times because it's here. Before, I used to have to pull it out, set it up, put the bottle on it, screw the attachment on it, light it, use it, clean it, put it away. Pain in the butt. Now I just like put water on it, turn it, light it, good. When I'm done, shut it off, it's over. So I will definitely be using that a whole lot more often. God, I'm so excited about my van. Like, it just feels like, I don't know how to explain it. It feels like this life just started for me. I don't know if it's all this beautiful weather we've been having, but van life feels like it just began. Home is feeling so awesome. I'm super proud of it. You know, now when the doors are wide open, I know I was never insecure about me living in the van before, but now when the doors are wide open, I'm so excited. I just want to grab people and say, come here, come here, come here, come here. Come look, come look, come look. I'm so excited about it. And it gets a ton of reactions now. People walk by, they're like, wow, I've seen stuff like that on Pinterest. Such a cool feeling. Anyway, guys, that's all I wanted, was just to babble on and give you guys an update. All right, anyway, guys, before we continue to babble, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna hit you with some B-roll, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Stay positive and never stop being weird. Adios. Actually, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna do this today. So yeah, B-roll.